What was his friend's name? It was like Icky or Lucky or something. What was it? What was his name? Licky? What was this guy's name? I was trying to remember it. But
I don't
forgot to
remember.
write it. It was something weird though, wasn't it?
I do like Icky being a top contender. Let me see if it's on the
I cannot find this guy's name.
IMDb. Ticky.
Ticky, okay, that's what it was.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Del.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
Alright, so another... Alright, so another viewer suggestion today, Hardball.
Yes, something real. We're coming to the end of the long list of suggestions they gave, and this is Hardball, which is apparently based off of a book called Hardball, A Season in the Projects. So,
Okay.
fun to know. As always, IMDb. An aimless young man who is scalping tickets, gambling, and drinking agrees to coach a little league team from the Cabrini Green housing project in Chicago as a condition of getting a loan from a friend.
Okay.
That's the same place as Candyman, isn't it?
What was it, the name of it?
Cabrini Green? Isn't that Candyman?
Actually, yeah, I think it does sound very familiar. I think it actually might be.
Oh, what if there was a crossover?
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it, I feel like it did look similar, like the like apartments and projects. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So as usual, starting off with things we liked about this one.
Yes.
I guess I'll kick it off. I thought the kids were really funny in this one. Like
I
especially
did too.
like G Baby, Jefferson, the kid that danced and had the headphones in the whole time. Like they were all just
him.
really just cute and funny. Like they were
were
going back
all
and
so
forth
cute.
fighting with each other. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a real cute movie from that standpoint.
Yeah. The kids were adorable. Yeah. And it feels weird saying that because most of the time I'd be like, oh no, we're hanging out with these kids.
Yeah.
But I loved all these kids. They were so great. Along with that, I thought Keanu Reeves was incredibly charming, and he had good chemistry with all the kids too, especially him and G Baby, right?
Yeah, the real.
Okay, I think I flipped it in my notes and said Baby G, so I'm wrong. But
Oh.
G Baby, yeah.
Yeah.
But
G-Baby
yeah,
was definitely
he
my
had good
favorite.
chemistry with all the kids. It was so nice.
Yeah, I also thought this movie had really good music, just from start to finish, great selections. Yeah, just made for a fun listen during this one.
Yeah. Another thing I have was I kind of like the fact that we never saw Keanu Reeves actually coach the kids. If I'm not mistaken, we never saw him coach them. There was never a coaching montage.
Yeah.
He basically just went from game to game to game. And there was one slight thing where one of the kids was pitching and he was hitting. But we never saw him coach them. And I just think that it was kind of a different type of relationship where he was just an adult that was there for them. And the rest was kind of on them. Where it's they know how to succeed. They just didn't have anyone there for them, basically. Because he wasn't, at least as far as I know, maybe behind the scenes he was helping them. But on screen, he didn't coach them. And I thought that was really, that was an interesting way to do that to me. I liked it.
Yeah. I might have had that aspect in my negatives, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not that aspect specifically, but something.
Okay.
Related. But we're not there yet. We'll get there. But yeah, I really liked the scene where he took them to the professional baseball game.
Oh yeah, that was also another.
That was just a really touching scene, and I thought it came at a good time in the movie, and really kind of goes back to that point you said where he didn't really coach them that much. He was kind of just there for them, and him bringing them this experience. I don't know, it was really touching to me.
Yeah. Another touching thing for me, both of the Big Papa scenes. There were two of them. The first one was when we first see that headphone kid learns that he can that we learn he could pitch, and he's always playing music, and when it's Big Papa and you just see him strike out everybody, so awesome.
Yeah.
And then the final one where they all sang so that he could focus to strike out the guy from that bitch ass team.
Yeah.
I knew they were gonna do it, but it still got me, and I thought it was so cute.
Yeah. I think that was all I had down. You have anything
Oh, the
else?
last thing I have was I liked the fight at the baseball game with the again that bitch ass team that kept like going, oh, he's 2 weeks too old, or he's
Oh yeah,
what, or
yeah.
he can't
Can't
have
listen to his
headphones on.
headphones. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that was when G Baby was like, "That's some weak ass bullshit these
He's
motherfuckers are
like, what do
doing."
you say?
He was like, "You say," and he was like, "I believe he said this is some weak ass bullshit." That's right, G Baby. And he was like, "That's right." But that
Yeah.
look, it was funny.
Yeah, no, G-Baby was definitely my favorite character. From the moment he stepped on the screen and his mom like introduced him, yeah, this is Jordan.
Yeah.
He's like, I go by G-Baby. They call me. I'm like, okay.
It was so good.
Yeah. All right. I guess are we ready for negatives?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I'll kick it off.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this movie didn't show a lot of its work, and that's kind of where I got into like the coaching thing. Only because that first game they lost by like 15 or whatever, and then by the next game they were just good. And I was
That's
like,
true. That's
I guess.
true.
But there was also the other work that I thought needed to be shown with this guy and his money situation. Like I didn't know where he got the. I don't understand betting. Like I don't gamble that much, so I don't understand like all the rules in it. But I don't know where he got the 12,000 to bet to like get himself out the hole or whatever that was.
I assume he just would have been in the hole even more if he lost, and he would have had those people also coming for him.
Yeah. Like it just seems like
know.
he like transferred his debt to someone new. Or is that what happened? Or
I don't know, but in the beginning when we first were learning about all his debt, it gave me too much Uncut Gems, and I was not.
Yeah,
a fan.
no, I had that written down too.
I
Had that written down too. I had Uncut Gems mixed with like a Coach Carter in the beginning. But they didn't show as much work as Coach Carter, and that because like even with the reading thing, like these kids can't join the team unless they, and then they kind of just joined. It seemed like there was that moment in the class where he did, but like we didn't get that like time with the kids shown that I would have wanted to see. So I just thought this movie could have shown a little more work, you know.
Yeah, I think because we were too busy trying to like show how he liked the teacher, that was taking up some precious time that we could have used to. Again, I kind of enjoyed the fact that I never saw him coach, just because it made it a little more interesting for me. That he's just like a guy who's there for the kids, and maybe they just know what they're doing, but they just need someone to like separate them when they start fighting. Essentially, like he's a babysitter, glorified babysitter. But they could have definitely showed their work in other ways and like cut back on the teacher. Cut back on that, but
no, that was my next point too. I like this could have been a concise 90 minutes without the teacher story, or go the other way and like show your work in those areas and make it like a full 2-hour thing. But again, like that 15 minutes of that teacher romance, like that didn't need to be in the movie at all, really.
No, I mean, I guess it kind of helped when she said that these kids trust you, and I wanted to see what they saw, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah, could have been anyone.
Also, somehow, even though he's 12,000 in the hole, and I got Uncut Gems in the beginning, the stakes of this movie always seem kind of low to me. Like I don't know how. I don't know how the stakes were so low. But like they kind of wrapped up the debt thing around the middle of the movie, and I was like, so now what are we gonna do? Like, what gives now? And I was. It just, I don't know why the stakes never felt high enough. It never felt high in terms of like the kids and actually like getting to the championship. It never felt high in terms of them like, the only time the stakes kind of got a little higher was when the kids would have to like walk home by themselves.
Yeah.
I guess that was never great. But then that leads me to my next point. We kind of abandoned Michael B. Jordan's character. Because there was that game where the bitch-ass team was like, he can't play. Then he ran away. We never saw him again until like the very end where we find out he's part of the gang. How did that happen? Was that literally the only other choice for him? Like, play baseball or be in the gang? Like, you don't have to go immediately home from school. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't have to go immediately home from school. Like...
Yeah, I had that down as another show your work kind of point. And I didn't think this movie like really integrated the whole being in the projects thing as well as they could have. You know, like those scenes seemed kind of like it seemed like they were just like a baseball team for a lot of it, and then like I don't know, there'd be like a scene thrown in like in the beginning, and then like there was kind of like that period where it was just like them playing baseball and him like flirting with the teacher, and then we got like that scene at the end. like because I guess the only two like project scenes were Jefferson getting beat up and the kid at the end, right? G Baby getting shot at the
No,
end.
the other
Was there
scene was
another in
when
the
he
middle?
walked that kid home.
Oh, to like his front door kind of thing.
Yeah, his actual front door, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Don't you want to see my house?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"Fine, whatever."
Yeah, even that felt like
It was one of those
like
things
just,
where it's like I guess he had enough adult intuition to be like, okay, this kid doesn't want to walk by himself. I guess I'll do it, but
yeah.
like, fuck this request. I really don't want to.
Yeah. But, I guess the last thing I had, I wasn't a huge fan of like how they handled the ending, in terms of like the flashbacks and like having the final game described at G Baby's funeral.
Oh yeah.
I just wasn't a huge fan of that.
No, I wasn't
Yeah.
either. Especially because I thought at that point they had already won before that happened. Maybe this is me not understanding how the game went, but I thought we just had the Big Bappa scene where he had to strike that guy out. I thought the game was over.
Yeah, well, apparently that was to get to the championship, I think. Or that game was to get to the championship, and then G Baby got shot, and then they still wanted to play in the championship. Yeah. And then I think there was another flashback for the championship too, or how they. Or I don't think they showed the championship. I think they just like.
They didn't show the championship. They just kind of cut it at the end.
Trophies, yeah.
Yeah, with the pictures. And I kind of wanted Michael B. Jordan's character to come back for that, just because I was like, couldn't he have fought? Like, I don't want him to be.
I wish he had a better story. I wish he had like a better story than like got kicked off the deal and just shows up at the. Like they could have done a little more with him. I think,
especially since G Baby was definitely younger than him, and he got to play. Like, could you not have fought for Michael B. Jordan as well, so he's not in this terrible gang that shoots children?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do get your whole show your work movie because we did skip a lot of things.
Yeah, there was not a lot of work shown. Not a lot of work shown, Okay, I guess is it ratings ratings time, right?
Yeah, ratings.
Okay. Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll go first for this one. So I gave this a 3 out of 5. I thought overall this was a very pleasant movie. I guess because the stakes weren't high to me. But even though, what does this say? You're over my note. What does this note say? Oh, okay. Even though he was gambling, it didn't take over too much of the movie, which is always a plus for me. The kids were cute. Keanu Reeves was charming. And it was a pretty good time all around. It was kind of short and sweet. And again, that's because no one showed any work and the stakes weren't high. But I kind of enjoyed it for that.
Yeah. I guess this one a 2.5. I thought it like pretty much the same reason. Like it was a very like pleasant watch. Like the kids were hilarious to me. The plot wasn't too like complex or anything, so it was kind of just an easy watch to enjoy. But again, like what really hurt was like I just like felt like I was left asking questions, which might go into my next one. The next question of do you wish you saw it sooner? I think for this one, I would have preferred to have seen this one as a kid. I would have liked to have seen this one as a kid, and I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more as a kid. Like I think it's just like a fun movie. I would have enjoyed it as a kid. I don't think I would have like had these same like where's the work questions, as a kid. So, this one I actually said yes for would you have seen it earlier?
I don't think I need to have seen it earlier, but it does make me want to see more Keanu Reeves things. I know he's not TheBlackCatch-Up, but like I realized I don't think I've really seen anything with him in it, and I was like, oh, he's kind of charming. That kind of made the teacher thing kind of work for me, even though I definitely still hated it. But I was like, maybe I could see you in more things. So if you guys have any Keanu Reeves suggestions for me specifically to watch, we probably won't do them here. Yeah. But if anyone has any suggestions,
Matrix, right? The Matrix, I think. I think the only other Keanu Reeves I've seen.
I don't think no. I think I might have in class we might have watched Bill and Ted or something, but I didn't pay attention, and maybe that's my fault. I don't know, but I haven't seen anything with Keanu Reeves. So if you have any Keanu Reeves movies for me, I will watch them. I probably they're not TheBlackCatch-Up, so we won't talk about them here, but I still want the suggestions.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Hardball.
Yes.
YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye. Gambling in movies always gets me, always confuses me every single time.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm like, this is too fast paced for me.
Yeah, like, I never know. Where's the money coming from? How do you even get in this world that you're like $6,000 in the hole and people are still taking on your bets or whatever, you know?
I know.
It's not like the barber didn't know the bartender guy was also like owing this guy money. Like they all knew he owed different people money. So like, why are you still taking this guy's bets? You know?